for joining me today for this podcast. So, can you tell me a little bit more about Arriva Road Transport Services and your role?
Yeah, absolutely. So Arriva Road Transport Services, we're kind of a unique part of the main Arriva group.
Right.
And we specialise in rail replacement services and taxi services predominantly for the railway industry, but it is open to any members to join as well, any members of the community to join us on our journey. What we provide is coaches mainly, or buses for events, for rail replacement, or office moves, whatever it needs really, we can provide those. I think what's unique is we do that through third-party suppliers, so we don't use our own vehicles all of the time. So we will reach out to local communities, local coach operators, and bring those on board with us. My role is again, it's unique in that whole process. So my role is community engagement. So I go out and I give back into the communities with social value.
Brilliant. So, what are the key services that Arriva Road Transport Services provides, and what makes your approach different in the industry?
So I think in terms of the whole bus industry, so we're unique in that our specialities is around rail replacement services and providing services to like corporate events or anywhere really where a large volume of coaches or buses are required. So that makes us unique part of Arriva. Arriva, as most people will know, is built up of predominantly buses, but we do operate trains as well.
You do? Oh, right.
So we provide those replacement services in that.
That's brilliant. So in terms of your role then, what were the challenges that Arriva faced when you were reaching out to the community? And I'm asking sort of like specifically about your role.
Yeah, so funnily enough, it started like 3 years ago, and it was really difficult. I had a set of guidance that I needed to deliver. So they said this is what you're going to provide to the communities. So I set about looking for charities which I can help and support with the guidance that I had, and it was very difficult to begin with, reaching out to communities, not knowing fully how the communities are set up and built. And so we did really, really well for a long time. The role I do is based across the whole of the north of England.
And that is a really big area to cover.
Yeah.
And how big's your team again, Richard?
So there's just me. When I first started, there was just me for the first 2 and a bit years, and then we brought in an apprentice into the process. So the idea of bringing an apprentice in was to upskill somebody else into the field, and to make it to upskill somebody else into the work.
Yeah. So I mean, with the communities that you were trying to reach, was it that they weren't forthcoming, because it was a certain type of charity as well, wasn't it, that you were looking for? So
I was looking for charities which were overlooked by most mainstream funded. So I was looking for really small charities, because what I thought in my mind, in my heart, was that these small charities really, really struggle. They don't get the support that they need through mainstream funding, and sometimes they don't have the capacity to bid out themselves to some of the big funding pots. And what I found was some of these charities don't even know if they'll be open next week. And those were really where I set my heart and my mind, was that I wanted to see the biggest return of investment, the biggest value that was going to be created was for me to work with these really small charities. I think one of our biggest problem areas was in Leeds and Bradford area, and we really found it difficult to engage with the communities there. So then That's how I met that's how I met
Indeed.
Sharon and yourselves in YABA and Ronan, obviously. So that experience was absolutely amazing for us because it broke down that divide where we was really struggling to meet charities in the Leeds and Bradford area. And we'd been really successful in other parts of the north of England, such as like Liverpool, for instance. We had a really great uptake of our help and support, and Newcastle and Durham was another great place.
Yeah.
But I was adamant in my mind that there was going to be charities in Leeds and Bradford area that we really could get in and support as well.
And I've seen the kind of support that you offer as well, Richard, and it's so hands-on. And it's even just having that trusted person, isn't it? Just to listen to what the charity's going through and then providing practical help, which is just amazing. So can you share an example of a project or initiative that you've been involved in that's had a particularly positive impact on customers or communities?
Yeah, 100%. So I think the most rewarding charity that I've worked with recently is with Women's Whispers, based up in Leeds.
Amazing charity.
And it's an absolutely amazing charity. And Sanjida and her two sons who run that are amazing people. And from the very first moment I met her through your introduction, the time that we spent talking about her situation, how she'd come to build up the charity, and all the work that she does in the local community, I knew immediately that was going to be a charity that I was going to help and support. And I've been back numerous times working with Sanjida. The last time we went out and we collected loads of mattresses, we delivered mattresses for people, we hung curtains. I pretty much will throw my hands at anything to help out in the communities.
It's just amazing, and I think going back to Women's Whispers, they do amazing work and they provide essentials, don't they? And I've seen pictures of you actually at the charity where you're bagging up bags and you're doing the deliveries of these goods, and I think for a company like Arriva, just to sort of be that caring and compassionate to the sort of struggles that people are going through. It is just amazing. My mind's always blown. So anything else you want to share with our members? How can they get in contact with you to find out more about Arriva Road Transport Services?
So I think I'm always on the lookout for these kind of charities. So any kind of small charity that is really at the heart of communities. That's where I want to be with charities. So if there's any charities out there that would like to get in touch and find out how we can help and support them, the best way to do that is to drop us an email. It's socialvalue@arrivatrains.co.uk.
Fantastic.
And myself or my apprentice Leo will pick that up and we'll be in touch and see where we can come and help and support.
That is brilliant. It's been an absolute pleasure, Richard. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks.